York City transplant. I'm telling this story upon Dixie's request because here's the thing, sex parties in New York are just different. How many people in here have been to a sex party in New York? Raise your hands. I can see people. So the main thing I'm going to talk about before I get into the dirty talk and all the ridiculous shit that happened is economy of space. We don't really have that problem out here. Shit can just sprawl. You can be like, 3 king-size beds in a row. At the party I'm going to talk to you guys about, I actually remember laying on my back while somebody was fucking me and looking up and seeing a sex swing directly above my head with 2 people fucking in it. And that's when I thought to myself, New Yorkers are great at this. And it's true. We really know what we're doing when it comes to making sure everything can be compact and that there are many layers and that all 3 dimensions of a space are being used. So the sex party that I went to 3 weeks before I moved out of New York, this was right when like Obama was just about to be elected. Tensions were very, very high. There was a lot of stress, but man, we really packed them in. There were like 30 people in this space, which is 500 square feet, something like that. Fucking 350. I was being generous. I apologize. Sorry. But as it happens, I mean, it was the kind of place where like you sat down to pee on the toilet, and your knees hit the cabinet for the sink. And people had sex in that bathroom. A lot of sex. I have participated in that. But so I decided to go to this play party, very stressed out, about to leave New York City. And my MO at an orgy is generally that I like sniff out the ridiculous and find a way to make it happen right there. There have been games of orgy Scrabble that I was like insistent upon. Yes, get in the room. But at this particular party, I just had a bunch of sex and was standing in like a white beater and a pair of boy shorts, drinking a glass of water in the kitchen, which is like maybe 30 square feet. Am I right? I don't know. But as it happens, I'm standing in the kitchen, leaning against the sink, drinking a glass of water, and this tall, skinny dude comes up to me real awkward, like hands in his pockets. I don't think he was wearing pants, but that's kind of the emotion. If you want to picture the emotion of the experience, it was one of those like, hi, kind of moments. And I, 98% of the time when it comes to guys, strange guys at a sex party, I don't know, nothing personal. I'm just like, not into it. Hot girls, total weak spot. But dudes, I tend to be like, thanks for asking. And this guy came up to me, and he stood there real awkward, imaginary pockets again, right? Hi. And I was like, hey. He was super enthusiastic, and I had no idea what the fuck he wanted, but I figured I could just let it ride, and he'd figure his shit out. So I just stood there drinking my water, and finally, he took a deep breath and went, do you want to fuck me in the ass? And I sat there, and I was like, man, he hit the 2%. Like being asked that question by anybody, and he said, do you want to fuck me in the ass? And I said, you know what? That is exactly what I want to be doing right now. That is perfect. Yes, I'm a yes. And so he was like, great. And he took me by the hand, and we walked the rest of the, 5 centimeters to the king size bed, which had like 3 people already fucking on it. And there was this one little sliver by which he had his bag with a strap on and stuff in it. I don't own a strap-on, I still don't. My birthday is April 24th. If anybody in the room feels like purchasing one for me, I'm actually dead fucking serious. It's sad that I don't own one. But so he like hands me the harness, I put it on. Mind you, I walked past, it's actually funny, some of the people in the front row right now were actually sitting up against the brick wall. And I was like, Reid, guess what I'm about to go do? We're trying to put it down. So I put on the harness, and he takes out a dildo that I have an immediate visceral response to. I think to myself, that thing is not fucking going in me. And then I remembered I was right. So was I. But at the time, I definitely thought, like I looked at it, and this is where the guy got the name Mr. Coke Can for the rest of the party, because no fucking kidding, this shit was like that big around. So he like straps it into the harness, I'm standing there, and he just like, this guy, like, I was really filler, and I was so cool with it. That is the best way to lose your virginity, with somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing. I'm dead serious. He just like dropped to his knees and gave me a blowjob, and I'm standing there like, that's why this is so hot. I totally get it. Oh my god, this is fantastic. Yeah, like that's all I'm thinking. And usually I think of anal sex as being a thing that requires communication and lube. We had like bare minimum amounts of both. I was totally surprised by the way all of this worked out. Literally, I'm not kidding, like less than 4 minutes into this entire experience, he is on his back on the bed, on our little sliver of it. Legs over my shoulders, and I am fucking this guy in the ass. Mind you, my friends are on the other side of the room taking notes on my technique. This is how I learned, ladies and gentlemen, you should think to use your legs. Like, you think about the hips and the lower back, but really, you got more leverage in the legs. Turns out. Educational PSA. Thought I would just give you that. But so, I'm fucking this guy in the ass. We are, like, nose to nose, haven't kissed. I don't actually know this guy's name. I think he mentioned it in the, like, welcoming thing, and I just fucking forgot it because he was a dude and I wasn't paying attention. But so we're, like, touching noses, like, haven't kissed or anything like that, but he looks me in the eyes with this, like, Bambi kind of face and says, call me an ass slut. And now we have gone to a land where I cannot travel because I'm a writer, I'm a performer, I say shit out loud all the time, but I can't fucking talk dirty. I have tried, it goes poorly, it kills the mood, I laugh, it's embarrassing, nothing sexy comes of it, nothing. So I do what every straight dude I've ever slept with thinks to do. I try to ignore him the first time he does something. And then he just insists upon it. Doesn't let go. He's like, he's got his hands on my shoulders and he like shakes me a little bit insistently. He's like, no, call me an ass slut. Call me an ass slut. I need to hear it. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Like, dirty talk, I've tried. There are text message stories I could tell you. I was thinking about them. There's a story about this one time where I needed to like I got interrupted by one of my favorite poets at a giant festival, and I ended up going doing a thing instead of speaking coherently about sex. And so that's when I realized, though, that this is what we would all call a community building experience. So I sit up, maintaining the rhythm of what I'm doing, which I feel really proud of. And I go, attention, dirty talkers! This man that I am fucking needs filthy things to be said to him! And I cannot be that person! Would someone please come help me and say what this man needs to hear? And lo and behold, there are things that we say about New Yorkers. They're rude, they don't give a fuck about each other, but we really do come together in times of crisis. We really do. And it was glorious because 3 people from that brick wall started yelling fucking smut at this dude. And one of the women who was fucking somebody, like with a strap-on reverse cowgirl, person of indeterminate gender, I don't really remember, it doesn't matter. She leans over and starts whispering filthy shit in this guy's ear. And this other woman walks from all the way across the 350 square foot apartment, lays down next to him, curls up next to his ear, and says some things that actually literally made me try and figure out, like, whether I knew what sex was before this. I can't repeat them out loud because I've blocked them out, it's kind of traumatic, but it was amazing. It was the best thing that ever happened. He came spectacularly. I felt like a fucking pro. And then at the end of the night, he came back, still didn't know his name, and he came back and he handed me his business card. And he was like, if you're ever in New York again, give me a call. And his name's Anthony. He's in the film industry. That's all I'm gonna say. And I still have that card in my wallet, and every time I'm in New York, I think I'm gonna give him a call. I haven't yet. Anyway, that's the story, ladies and gentlemen.